Hi YouTubers, welcome back to another episode of Malcontent Corner, the corner where I hope to enlighten your lives by sharing with you things I've learned in the daily walk of mine. In today's episode, I'm going to do a quick State of the Union of where I've been for the last several months. So stay tuned if you're interested, and I'll address everything after the intro. Welcome back, everyone. If you're a subscriber to my channel, I want to say thank you. If you're not a subscriber, please take a minute to subscribe. I'm always appreciative of people that do. And anyways, it is my goal to try to produce content for you folks on a fairly regular basis. And I have made videos in the past offering a mea culpa, saying, hey, sorry I didn't get to anything. This past year of 2025 was a little challenging for me in some regards, in several fronts. I will address some of those fronts here and now and kind of let you know where I'm at and what's going on. So first of all, I'm sorry. Again, it is my goal to try to produce more timely content. Secondly, last year was tough, and it was tough for two reasons. First reason, there was some stuff that I was dealing with project-wise that really wasn't film-worthy. It was a lot of fiddly work. For example, I put in a new patio door the previous year in October, and I ended up spending some of the summer replacing trim around that door and some of the siding to the house. I'll show you the work. I mean, obviously the job is done, but I'll show you the work and what I did. But you know, it's really not very fun to try to film and go, look, here I am cutting a 2x4. Also, in addition to that, I had a little bit of a perplexing problem with my Chrysler Sebring. It is a car that I've featured on this channel several times. But last year, I don't remember when it started acting up, but it was like I was having this very weird intermittent stumbling that was going on. Now, I should have known that it was probably something to do to the ignition, because I had a similar problem with my 95 Ford Explorer that I had that has since been totaled and turned into a beer can. But long story short, you know, I pulled things apart and looked at it and tried to make sure everything was reseated. You know, checked my fuel pressure. It was good. And and the problem was the stumbling would come and go, you know, and I would think I would have it licked, and then sure enough, it would show up again. And I could kind of hear it in the exhaust when I was at a stoplight. If I went to take off, it was like I would hear this boom, 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 like you know, there was getting fuel that was getting burned up in the exhaust. But if you just sat there at idle, it ran smooth like a top. And then while driving at cruise, every once in a while, you could kind of feel the car shudder a little bit. So ultimately, I ended up, even though I had done a tune-up the year before, I ended up pulling it all apart and replacing the cap, replacing the rotor, and replacing the plug wires. I had replaced the wires with new ones, so I'm sure the ones I had were good. But a lot of car parts these days are of very questionable quality, and this car is such a pain in the butt to work on because of the way the intake folds over the back half of the bank. I didn't want to be bothered with it. It's you know, I'm of the age where time is more valuable to me than just trying to save 10 cents. So I just replaced the wires and replaced the cap once again. Of note, when I pulled the old cap off that I had replaced the year prior, I noticed there was a little bit of a carbon buildup around one of the terminals. The other ones looked fine, but one of the terminals, I don't remember which plug number it was, but I noticed that it had a little bit of carbon on there. So I don't know if it was a faulty cap, I don't think so, or possibly a bad wire. Maybe I didn't have the wire plugged in all the way. It's kind of hard with these cars. The spark plugs are in the center of the spark plug valley. It seemed like it was seated very tightly there. It seemed like the terminal was very tightly seated in the cap itself. But in any event, I went through, made sure the wires were all seated, new ones, new cap rotor. That problem went away. Not long after that, I ended up having to put my cat Fluffy to sleep. He was a very good boy, a stray that we had found. Well, background story on that, but pretty much a stray. And then not long after that, I ended up slipping a disc in my neck, and that made life pretty miserable. I ended up sleeping funny. And I don't mean ha-ha funny, but I had a pillow that I was craning my neck. I woke up in the middle of the night and had a very bad neck pain. I surprisingly went back to sleep, and the next morning I was a hurting unit. I went to bed that next night, and I woke up around 2 o'clock in the morning in agony. I figured I was in trouble because it felt like my neck and the part of my skull was on fire. So I knew at that point, yeah, I got a nerve that's really angry at this point. Over the next several weeks, it did get better, but basically it hurt. It felt like it was on fire for a good week. I had a certain degree of numbness down here. I didn't have any breathing or swallowing problems, but I just felt, if I felt like this, it just felt a little muted here. And weird thing, if I coughed, my neck would hurt right here. Strange things, these nerves. Now, I mean, I could push there all day long, it didn't hurt, but if I coughed, it hurt. It's just like a localized pain right here. That all has gotten better with time, so I'm glad for that. But then I was no sooner getting over that, and then I ended up having to put my dog Garcon to sleep. He was a rescue. All of our dogs are rescues, and we picked him up about 2.5 years prior. He was an elderly dog. His owner had died, and nobody wanted him. And I would agree to get the second dog that we wanted as a companion for the first one that we rescued, but only if we got the old man, Garcon. And as the dog trainer said, the only thing he loved more than me was food. And we bonded the first time I met him. He was a delightful boy. I loved him a lot. If it was time to go to bed, he wanted me in bed with him, or he wasn't going to bed. He'd make a pain in the butt out of himself to make sure we're going to bed, and you're coming with me. And unfortunately, he had spleen cancer that had metastasized, and it was expensive because he was good, and then started tanking, and he was dead within 5 days. I had to have him euthanized. So that was really tough. And I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I've lost my parents, both my mother and my father, and I've lost pets in the past. But his loss really hurt, and I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why. But his loss, I'm not going to lie to you, folks, it gutted me for a good month and a half. I wasn't a crying, sobbing mess every day, but it just hurt, and I don't know why. I still miss that guy to this day. I miss all of them to this day. It's not a matter of like, oh, I don't miss that dog. I mean, I love them all, and I miss them all. But his loss really hit me hard. Then we had the holiday seasons upon us, and I got sick right before Christmas with the creeping crud that's going around. I gave it to my wife, so when she woke up Christmas morning, she was sick. And I said, Merry Christmas, don't say I never give you anything. And that was a good and bad thing in and of itself. And here's what I mean by that. We were sick, right? You don't feel good. We were just drained. And that's the bad thing. But the good thing, as silly as this is going to say, is it kind of forced us to down gear, or downshift, I should say. And we ended up just hunkering down for Christmas and all the way through New Year's, and watched movies. I saw Fat Man that I'd never seen, which was very enjoyable. We saw the latest MI, which is give or take. I thought it was about 40 minutes too long and a little too over the top, even for my liking. saw some old ones like, How to Lose a Man in, 30 days or 10 days or something like that. And of course, you got to watch Die Hard during the holiday season, right? Hell, that's all the fun. So that was the good part of it. New Year's upon us, right? Hey, I want to film some videos. What should I film some videos of? Well, I got some stuff. Oh, but I got a few things I got to get on top of, because even though my neck's out, even though I'm blue because I have to put my pets to sleep, there's still life that goes on. Most of it not really film worthy, but anyways, that leads me to this moment. It is my goal, as I was saying earlier, to try to produce a lot of content within a somewhat timely manner. I don't like huge lapses in my video content. But I'm not going to lie, 2025 was a tough year for me. Knock on wood, I'm healthy, my wife's healthy, we're both working, we're making money, we've got some vacation plans coming up here in a few months. We're going to go out and have some fun. I've got a Harley that I'm kind of been working on, and a few other odds and ends. So I'm going to do videos on that this year, but I did want to at least get this video out in kind of a State of the Union format, so that way you kind of know, yes, I'm still alive. Yes, I hope to produce content. Yes, I hope you find interest in that content. But here's the reasons why I haven't produced anything lately. So here we are in 2026. So far, the year's going better. I hope that it continues to go better. Fingers crossed. Prayers to the Father up above. But that leads me to this moment. So anyways, with all that being said, that's what's been going on in my life. I thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed and who have hung in there with me. Hopefully I will be producing some content that you find some interest in coming up here in the not too distant future. So with that being said and done, I hope to see you back again here not too long from now. Hopefully you're watching this video, and I hope to have another video out within the next week or so. So there you go, back to back, nothing, and now you're going to get a flurry of them. As always, thank you for listening to me. If you haven't subscribed, please take a moment. Just hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, go ahead. Give me a little thumbs up. Go ahead, leave a comment down below. A nice comment. Be nice to everybody. There's no reason to be mean in an already mean world. So with that being said and done, thank you for everything. I hope to see you back again in the not too distant future. So until then, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you later. Ciao.